Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is going to be another quick, just chop it up with a camera, let it run, don't cut it, and then just let it be. Because the analytics showed that the other video did pretty well, and I actually got a couple comments about it, although most of it is like personal DMs as opposed to like on the actual video. So I just want to like remind everybody, if you want to share your thoughts, please keep them respectful and considerate to others. But you're more than welcome to drop your comments and questions in the actual video. That's totally fine. But today I just wanted to talk a little bit about like nuance in life living in Japan. I feel like that is something that I might want to get into a little bit more. I feel like lately one of the things I've really been noticing is like relationships and how they're different. And like I just had a family member's birthday come up, and so I was trying to figure out like how I can call them, and like I'm calling them the day after their birthday to sing happy birthday because of the time difference and stuff like that. That's weird because it's like I was thinking of them all day on their birthday, but then I know like technically it's the day after because of the time difference. And just also like kind of not being able to see people like whenever you want. Like usually when I see people talk about like their relationships being affected or relationships overseas, like a lot of it is dating content. Like how they're trying to date, or like if it's possible for certain people to date, or easy, or whatever the case may be. But I don't really see as many people talking about like the fact that like it would be so cool if you could just like teleport home for a second and like have coffee with your siblings, you know, or like something like that. Like my parents have both passed away, so it like I don't feel like they are the ones that come to mind, but definitely my siblings. Like I think about them a lot being overseas, and it does make it a lot more challenging to be able to talk with them and like just like stay connected with like their personal like goals and accomplishments and things that are important to them. And all my siblings are adults, but I miss being able to just like do whatever the activity of the day is, or even like a surprise activity. Like I used to like to go out to eat with my siblings, like maybe after work or school or whatever, just like go and grab like some food or something. I grew up in Arizona, and Arizona has like a really good food scene, so it would be fun to like go and grab food together and just talk and catch up. And that's not something that's so easy living in Japan. I haven't been back home to the States it'll be 4 years in October. And yeah, it definitely, I miss having like the in-person connection with my siblings the most, I think. And then for friendships as well, like there are some friendships that have, I don't want to say organically fallen off, but like have gradually just like declined in closeness because I'm overseas. And so it's like, yeah, well, they have their own life going on and I have my life going on. It's like eventually like the calls slow down, and it's like life is going in a different path. And I don't want to say like being in Japan itself caused those friendships to kind of like die down, because like they might have started to change or grow apart one way or another. But I think like being so far away, it does make things feel a lot different, you know, just like kind of like the birthday thing. It's like I have to wait to the next day to call my own family member. Like, and it's just, it does feel like sometimes like a little bit of a disconnect, I guess. And so I think like when people have stuff going on and things are busy, and then it's like, oh yeah, I would call, you know, Rebecca, but like she's got such a time difference, and it's just, I think it can cause things to drift apart. And I also think like there's some people that like willingly like disengage or pull the plug. Honestly, I feel like in some ways I have felt that way about some connections, because I feel like things kind of have shifted where it's like I feel some people don't want to know the whole story. You know, like YouTube is gonna get like hey, here's on the surface level. We're considering moving to Japan. I got a job. We moved to Japan. Then after that, we moved to Kanagawa. Blah dee dub dee da, right? But like for the people that are like very close to me in like my personal life, like some of them have like a lot more details of like how hard those moves were, like how expensive they were and stuff like that. And I've alluded to some of that stuff on YouTube, but I'm just saying like there's someone who's really invested and really wants to know how you're doing and really like, you know, wants to have the full picture might care about those details and like empathize with them more. But I think like some people kind of like, it's like, oh yeah, you've moved to Japan now. Like, I don't know. Like it's hard to explain, but it does. Moving overseas can change relationships. And I think that depending on the type of relationships that you have, moving overseas could be a good or bad thing. Yeah, objectively. And I also think like as far as like maintaining relationships and stuff like that, being overseas, like one of the things I've noticed is like the people that are like really invested in staying in touch, like they definitely do their part of it. In fact, I think that in my life, some of the people that I have stayed in touch with the most are some of the most determined people. Like my sister will be calling me and be like, yo, what you doing? Haven't heard from you in a little while. And so it's like having people that are like actively checking on you and like being there regardless of the timeline helps. So yeah, I think that makes a big difference. But some relationships just don't survive being overseas. So, and I also think that like there's like a lot of like, you know, perception. There's a lot of like assumption, perception. I don't know. Are those interchangeable in this situation? There's an idea from some people that I've heard where it's like, oh, you live overseas, so X, Y, and Z must be true. But it's like, not always the case, you know, like my work paid for the move from the US to Japan, for example. So that wasn't as big of a financial burden as it could be, but there were still some parts of that move that I had to pay for, like paying for the pets. That wasn't like something I got reimbursed for. So paying for the like travel for my pets, that was a lot of money that I did not get back, you know? So it's like two things can be true at once. And I feel like that's how life is a lot. Is like two things can be true at once. The second move, we bootstrapped it. We figured it out, you know? And like, yes, now we live closer to Tokyo and that's cool and all of that. But like at some personal cost, you know? Yeah. So I guess what I'm trying to say is like the people that like are really invested and want to know how you're doing and want to understand what it's like living overseas are going to call, they're going to check on you, and they're going to want to stay tuned for like the actual detail and understand how it's going. And other people are just going to be like wanting to assume, or they're going to want to like, hey, can you go by Tokyo Tower and take a photo so I can like show off to my coworkers because I've been telling them that I know somebody living in Japan. Yeah. So, and that doesn't feel great. I'm not saying I've had that specific situation, but similar, and it doesn't really feel that good. But yeah, long story short, if you have close friend relationships, family relationships, connections that you want to keep going and you move overseas, chances are they're going to change. It doesn't mean they're going to end, but it depends a lot on your actions and the actions of the people that you want to stay close with, and also resources. Because if you have like lots of funds and you're able to fly back almost as frequently as you want, they may not change as much. Or if your family has that and they're able to fly over and visit as much as they want, it may not change as much as it changed for me. I think everybody is different, but I think it's important to consider that, because I hear a lot of people talking about dating and like, you know, trying to find a partner or partnership in Japan, like moving to Japan and wanting to like completely start their life over and like, oh, I'm gonna, you know, date and find connection and, you know, but at the same time you have your friends and family from the States, and I'm assuming for most people they would want to keep their friends and family from back home, even if you're not from the States. I'm just using the States as an example because that's where I'm from, but it's like, you know, you might want to keep some of those relationships, and if you do, maybe it's just helpful to be aware that they could change a little bit. But I feel like this video has been a little rambly. It's getting hot in here. I need to go to the gym at this point. I hope this was helpful for somebody. I hope that, like, if you're listening to this and you've gotten this far, you understood like the points I'm trying to get across. And yeah, I hope it was helpful. Anyways, I will talk to you later. And don't forget to comment your thoughts down below. Okay, bye.